Hello trainers, and welcome back to the world of Poké Guru. Today I've got a little do-it-yourself project. It's going to be a Pokemon themed flag stand. We're going to make some Pokemon Go team themed stands, so we'll have Mystic, Instinct, and Valor. All of them are going to have their own flag, their own color theme, and we're going to show you guys how to do it yourself. Check it out. Alright, so I've got these stands that the guys from Minnesota PokeCon made. So they're just a couple 2x4s that we cut up and screwed them together, make a nice solid platform. So we've got those. So that's going to be the base. So if you want to make your own, you can cut it to any size you want. Just something that'll be pretty solid, won't move around too much. And then here we've got the top of the stand, so we're going to put that above, and there'll be a pole attaching the two together. And then from there we'll drape our flag. So first I'm going to sand these up quick, and then I'm going to add some stain. We're going to put the team colors on each of these stands and the top pieces. So let's get to it. So I'm just going to take a medium to fine sanding block, and I'm just going to quickly go over the whole thing. You just got to sand it, just so it kind of opens up the grain a little. That way when we apply stain, it'll actually soak into the wood. And it also takes out any little imperfections. I'm not going to be too picky because these stands, the wood isn't necessarily very clean, but we'll make it the best we can. It's just some 2x4s, nothing fancy, so. But with a little bit of elbow grease, we can make this look real good. Make sure to get every side. Alright, so I gave that a quick sanding. I'm just going to take a rag, just kind of wipe over it, get any of the extra little bits of wood and sawdust off. You can take it upside down, get some extra sawdust off. Wipe that out of the way for now. So I mixed up some stain here. Crack into this. Alright, so I've got three colors. We've got yellow, blue, and red. So Instinct, Mystic, and Valor. Just gonna shake this up real quick. Sometimes if you let stain sit too long, color can separate from the actual base, and then you don't get an even dispersion of the color in the stain. So let's give it a quick shake. All right, let's start with blue for Mystic. See how this turns out. Okay, so we're just gonna open this up. A nice deep blue there. So I'm just going to take a paintbrush and I just apply it onto the wood. Make sure you're applying very evenly, that way it soaks it up the same no matter which spot of the wood it's in. Get into the cracks if you want, no harm there. It's always nice, then you don't see any little crease and not have any stain on that area. that looks pretty good for the top. So I applied it evenly. It's looking like it's drying now. I'm going to start wiping some of it and see how dark the color is. So, got a pretty rich color there. I'm going to wipe a little more away, see how dark this actually is taking right now. Seems to be really soaking up on the 2x4s, so that's good to see. I think I'm going to go over it again real quick. Sometimes if you don't let stain sit on too long, it will get a lighter color. And we're looking more for a darker color because Mystic's color is a little dark, like on the map and everything. So I'm gonna go over this real quick again. I mean, it's not a dark blue, but it's got a lot more depth than this does here right now, I feel. And if anyone's wondering, most of the time when you're staining, you want to do this outside and have a lot of ventilation. Stains can be very odor-filled products to work with. So this is actually a water-based stain, and there's not a lot of odor to it, so it's a lot safer to do indoors. But most of the time you want to be outside in the open or using like a respirator just for your own personal safety. Alright, that looks a lot darker. I like that color tone there. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do the sides. And these, we're not going to look for perfection just so the color gets in there. Because the ends of the boards, they don't take it as much. See how it's taking it more up here? The ends of the boards, it's pretty much like a straw, so it's just going to soak it up right away. That's just how wood graining is on trees. So if you see the end of the board, it's going to be a lot harder to apply that stain and let it cover, because you have to do it heavier because it'll soak it up very quickly. So I'm going to let that sit for a moment, let it soak in a little. Right here it should be fine to wipe. It's not going to take much off, but here, see, it's already taken a little. This will let it sit on there for about another 30 seconds to a minute. That way it'll soak it up a little more. Yeah. See, that helped. Alright, so we got that side done. This is the last side to go now. Alright, so that one's finished up. I'm going to let that dry, let the stain dry, and then it'll be ready for a top coat once that's all nice and done. Alright, now we're going to do the top half. This will go a lot faster because it's just one piece. But I really want to make this stand out, so I'm going to let the stain sit on there for a good while and really let it soak in. Winnie, are you going to say hi to the camera? The dog's wanting to get on film. When wiping stain off, you don't have to be too aggressive. Just go over the board nice. Just get the excess off. Alright, that looks about done. We'll let that dry now. Alright, so we're done with blue now. Let's do yellow. Yeah, let's do yellow now. Same thing, I'm just gonna go over this one now real quick. Alright, on for the yellow now. Alright, this one's for all you Team Instinct fans. Let's see how this one turned out. Ooh, very nice. This is really even. You can tell the stain takes it evenly when it's a lighter color. This one's going to turn out really nice. Sometimes darker colors on a light piece of wood doesn't always turn out the greatest, but if you use a lighter color on a light piece of wood, it definitely looks good. Alright, last sign to go. Alright, that one's all set to go. Cool. Alright, just gotta do this piece quick. Alright, we'll let that one dry now. That looks pretty good. So this is going to be the final one. This one will be for Valor. So we'll do a red stain on this one. Alright, that seems like it's turning out pretty nice. Let's see how it looks with our first wipe here. I think that's red enough for Valor. I think so. Alright, that one looks pretty good. Gonna let that dry now. Alright, here's our last piece. Alright, we got that all done. That's our last piece. So we're gonna let all these dry and we'll get back to them in a bit. Alright everybody, so I got them drying right now. So I've got the piece, the top piece, and then the three bases. So yeah, they look pretty good, look like they stained up pretty evenly. I'm just going to let them do their thing for a bit here. Usually I let them sit for about an hour or two, and then we'll put the top coat on. Alright, so I've got one set up so far. So I got the bar up top, screwed it on right there onto the pole, which I just use a shower curtain rod. So we drilled a hole in the base prior to staining it, and then we put the shower curtain rod in, and then we just secured it with the screw up at the top. You see that there? Alright, and now we're going to do that to the next two right here. You set your base down, put the rod in. Adjust it to your length. Take your board. Alright, so we've got Instinct, we've got Valor, and Mystic. All three of the teams here, ready to go. Alright, so I've got all of them set and ready to go on their stands. Got the poles mounted, and then we've got all of the flags secured on. We just used tiny little eyelets with the one end open, so then you can put the little hooks on. Just put it right there, do it on both sides, boom, it's nice and secure. But yeah, so pretty much the time and energy involved is a lot of the work. The cost isn't too bad. You just buy a few long 2x4s, I think we bought like 4 of them, and then you take those and you cut them into pieces so that they're even, make a nice stand, and then you drill a hole in the middle, and I would recommend drilling all the way through. I'm actually going to have to do that because they're secure, but they're not as steady as they would be as if they were drilled all the way through. So we're going to do that, and then we'll put the clear coat on. But yeah, so basically once the stain dries, you just apply your clear coat and then let that dry. Give it like about 2 to 3 hours for sure, then it should be cured. If you use like a water-based polyurethane, that's what I would be using. Ilva makes a water-based polyurethane that's pretty fast drying, so I'm going to use that. That way it'll kind of seal in the stain, keep your wood protected, so that way you can bring it outdoors, which is what we're planning on doing. We're actually going to take these flags to the park downtown Minneapolis for the Pokemon Go anniversary. We're having a picnic. We're going to go on a Pokemon walk. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely stay tuned, guys. We got a lot going on Poké Guru. Have a good one.